Oh, man. Welcome back to the gray space. I'm Zeke. That is Dre.
Yepers.
And we're back with another fire episode this week, man.
Yes, we are, man. We have been cracking up before we even got on this bent. Y'all know what to do, though. Subscribe to become part of the tribe. Do us right. Hit that like and comment. Lay down a comment because you are rocking with the content. You know what I'm saying? We ain't editing that. We keeping that. You know what I mean? Now, y'all know what to do. Hit that link tree as well and follow us everywhere else. Shout out to all the listeners that are listening. Shout out to everybody that watches us respectfully on the YouTube channel. Before we get started, I want to say something to the people. When you guys comment, man, lay down some comments of if you guys have any topics that you guys want us to talk about, or people you guys want us to interview. Please, always, the feedback is well welcomed, and we always love it. And sometimes, man, we're scrambling for stuff to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So that's really gonna hit home with y'all. So make sure you guys leave comments. Let us know, what you guys feel about the episodes and what you guys want us to talk about, man. Because we love to hear y'all feedback. You know what I mean? Thank you guys for tuning in for another week.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to our radio partners as well. We back. We're back up in this thing.
We're back, man.
You know what I'm saying?
It's summertime.
It's on.
Summertime.
Now what's crazy is, as of this shooting of this episode, it's supposed to dip like 20 degrees by next weekend.
Woo, I like it.
So, which is nice.
But by the time when we're shooting this, it's 100.
Oh, it's one.
100.
It's one.
By the way, I was singing that song by Will Smith. Do you think that's might be the greatest summertime song of all time, or one of the greatest?
Summertime?
Yeah.
It's got to be.
It's got to be up there, right? It's got to be up there.
Well, because
bro.
it's actually a summertime song.
And it's a cool vibe, bro.
It is.
It's such a cool vibe. And it's, what's really cool about that song, though? Real quick.
Go ahead, man.
We don't have to talk about this. But it's timeless.
It's timeless.
And that's what's good about any piece of music, right? Is if you can make it timeless, right?
Yeah.
Where it doesn't sound super dated or anything like that. And that's one of those songs, right? Again, it's a summertime joint.
Yep.
But it's also timeless. Like it doesn't sound like it was made in the 90s.
It just got a vibe to it, bro.
And
do you know that on that song, Will Smith actually copied Rakim's flow?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Right?
I mean,
and a lot of people thought Rakim ghost wrote that because he sounded like Rakim. And remember, at the time, I think still to this day, nobody's ever sounded flow delivery like Rakim. Like Rakim was different. So yeah, it's dope to, you know what I mean? It's that track is Will Smith, man, for, minus all the crazy stuff that's been happening lately. And this is super tangent, but Will Smith has made countless timeless music. Like,
that is kind of true, bro. I mean,
as like,
it's like poppy hip hop, I guess. He
was really doing it way before a lot of people were doing it on that scale, because like even the Fresh
well, I was
Prince
just going to say that the Fresh Prince theme. Dude, you might not have watched but 2 episodes of that show.
You know the words.
Everybody knows the words,
right?
Or at least the rhythm of it, dude. You know what
Summertime.
I mean? Man,
Miami, like Wild Wild West,
the Men in Black song. What was the Men in Black?
Men in Black. Here comes the Men in Black.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was fire, man.
Right.
Like he's made countless. Just the two of us, bro.
Oh yeah,
this fucking song we sing all the time on here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like talking about his son, like he's made some hit records, man, that have resonated through the years.
Like,
yeah, we giving Will Smith his flat. I know he slapped Chris Rock. You know what I mean? People make mistakes out here, man. But
yeah, I think it goes deeper than that, though. I mean, we won't really
we
get
ain't
into
gonna,
it. I don't want to get too deep into it.
That's
but
the late show.
Yeah, it's just it's a little bit deeper than that.
Man.
Bro.
Yeah, man. But as far as his records, look, man, if people are willing to forgive R. Kelly, man, I'm forgiving Will Smith. And I'm listening to his music. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I mean, listen. Let's just be fair, real quick, right? Like, no matter how you feel about the situation of that whole slap, whatever, yada yada, and the Jada thing, and da da da. Like, good Lord, man, there's far worse dudes out there that have done way worse stuff.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like, just bad stuff. You know what I mean? Again, the R. Kelly stuff. That's just weird. That's extra weirdo shit.
Right.
So, anyways.
Yeah, man. So, we've been gaming lately, bro.
Yeah, man.
We've been gaming. And, first of all, what you on right now?
Right now, I'm on Jedi Survivor.
Okay.
Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Brand new game, just came out. Dropped, I believe, April 27th, 28th, something like that.
Okay.
I will say, and again, this episode probably won't come out for about another 3 weeks, which will probably be kind of good for the game. I do have issue with like frame rate issues and stuff like that I'm having with the game.
Okay.
But it's a great game. It's a great sequel. I'm just in the beginning parts of it, a few hours in. I really like the combat. As a matter of fact, the first one, Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order, I didn't like either when it first came out. I thought it was a little rough, a little just kind of, it was a little bit too hard. And then I played it on the PS5 and I was like, oh, this is actually way better.
Okay.
And I don't know what they did to it, but it flowed so much better.
Okay.
And again, it kind of carries over to this new one. So that's what I'm playing right now.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you?
I had to go back, man. I had to go back. You know what I'm saying? I've said a couple times on here when we talked about games. I was on that Assassin's Creed Valhalla, probably one of my favorite games over the last couple of years, along with God of War, which was amazing. And so you actually, from your recommendation, man, I went back and so I got Origins, Assassin's Creed Origins, which is dope because the stories, there's basically a 3-game, now going to be a 4-game series of the Assassin's Creed where all the stories of each game tie into each other. So it's kind of dope, like playing the newest version and then going back and being like, oh shoot, oh that's where these guys got introduced. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to the new one too. That's coming out at the end of the year. That one looks dope. And that one I know for sure is tied into Valhalla because the character that's in there was from Valhalla. So yeah, man.
So they've been doing that though. Just to be clear. So like the very first Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Assassin's Creed 3.
Okay.
Were all you're all like playing that. They all tied into each other.
Right.
Then they kind of went off and started doing Black Flag, which was like the ship one. There's so many Assassin's. Yeah. I totally fell off, dude. I'm glad that you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm tired of Ubisoft's their open world games. Like, to me, once you've played one, you've played them all.
Yeah, I mean, it's super similar.
And listen, man, it's not me hating or anything like that. It's just my brain's tired of that loop.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and Ubisoft has a very distinct loop that they do. And even with their shooter games, the Assassin's Creed games, they're all kind of similar in some sort of way. You know what I mean? So I just got tired of it because I played a lot of Ubisoft games and then I was like, I'm good for a while. Like, I feel like they just need to reinvent the wheel a little bit.
I like peeling people off with that.
Hey, man.
That thing,
I did hear really good things though about the last two, or actually the last three, Origins, which I think kind of revitalized the franchise.
Yes, it plays different than the original Assassin's Creed,
right?
Because the original was more linear.
Oh yeah.
It was mad linear, and this one's like, I mean, obviously open world, but just the feel of it is dope, and that's why I like going and playing Valhalla and then going back to Origins. Like, the gameplay is pretty much the same. There's a couple things that you can do on Valhalla that you can't, but then there's also things that you can do on Origins that you can't do on Valhalla that I really wish they would have done in Valhalla. Like the way you can switch weapons in Origins is way easier. Certain things that they have that's a little bit better. But like if they take, now I haven't played Odyssey, so that'll be my next. I like Origins got a lot of shit in it though.
Yeah. So Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla are the trilogy at the moment. So, but what I think is really kind of speaks, I think, to a lot of people about Assassin's Creed is the locations and the time period, right? Because you're playing Origins. For people that don't know, it's about Egypt way back in the day, you know, and then, you know, Odyssey is the Greek and the Greek mythology kind of stuff, I guess, kind of plays into that. Valhalla obviously is from Vikings period. So
super dope.
Very interesting. And I think that's always kind of been the draw. I have a question for you about the newer games. Do they go back to the present still or no? I haven't played anything. Like
as far as the because it's an Avatar.
Animus, the Animus system or something.
Yeah, they
like
do.
That.
They do.
Do they still do that?
Yeah.
Really? I could have swore they would have given that up already.
I gotta tell you, I do gotta tell you that is the worst part of the game because it happens so randomly. So like you're inside of a mission and then it pulls you out, and then you got to do like some weird like 30-second mission with the real person,
right?
And then it's like. I'm like, just give me back to. I don't want to be here.
Right.
I want to be in Egypt.
I'm really surprised they're still doing that, and they even continue that in Valhalla. I know you haven't played Odyssey yet. Okay, just out of curiosity.
They even have like missions as the real person.
So when it first started, I don't know if you ever played the first couple
years ago.
You know, like I said, 1, 2, Brotherhood, and 3. That was really interesting, but it never paid off. Like the story behind all that, you know, was like the Adam and Eve type of story. And it never really paid off from my recollection of those games. It was always like, okay, like this is kind of cool, but I don't know. I don't understand what we're like, especially when you get into later in the game. It's just like, can we finish this already?
Right.
Because I'd rather just be over here in Italy killing some dudes.
Right. Yeah.
Being an assassin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So kind of interesting. I just was curious about if they were still doing that because I'm like, that's what drew me out of those games, dude, to be honest, man. I'm like, man, I can't handle it. And honestly, man, the last one I played was the Civil War one. I can't remember the name of that one.
I forget the name. That was the one.
Dear Lord, was that one boring, that one man. Was trash, it was so boring.
Trash.
Boring. Gosh, that one had high hopes too, and it was just not good.
No, it wasn't. It was a bad idea.
Since we're going now, let's go way back.
Yeah, man.
Let's go way back. What was your first gaming system as a child?
Nintendo.
The original Nintendo.
The original Nintendo.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Hold on, I got a piece of string right here.
Get it? It's probably tickling you.
It's bothering the shit. I thought it was all these bugs running around. I thought it was a bug. I'm like,
tis the season for allergies and bugs too. Man,
I thought I was. You see me hit the net. Yeah, man, Nintendo, man, the original Nintendo. I feel like either I still have it or my mom still has it at her crib. But oh man.
Blow the cartridges and stuff, dude.
Yeah, man. Original Nintendo, man. I remember Super Mario. We didn't have that many games. We had obviously Super Mario. Because I really feel like it came with Super Mario.
It did. It did later. So I know it originally did not. When it came out in '85, I believe. I don't think it originally came with it, and then I think they bundled it together.
Okay,
so later year, I think it was like a year later, like '86.
Super Mario Bros. We had Tecmo Bowl. We had all the classics, man. We had
those are good memories.
Matter of fact, what's crazy is the Super Mario Bros. We had was a bundle, and it was actually that and was it that and Duck Hunt?
I was going to say Duck Hunt was amazing. Think about the technology for that time, right?
Yo, Duck Hunt was crazy.
Because you had the gun. And then,
oh, man.
Like, talk about ahead of the time, right?
Yeah,
Like I really believe they were.
Shooting the screen?
Yeah, man.
Come on, man.
With the peripheral, they felt good to hold that too. It
Yeah,
wasn't
man.
like,
You really thought you was out here.
I mean, even though it's kind of like a cheesy game, like there's not much to duck hunt. You know, it's just boom. You know, and the dog that comes out, I can't remember the dog. And he would laugh at you if you missed. You know what I mean? And it was just cool stuff. By the way, I never had a Nintendo system.
No. Not a regular Nintendo system.
Not a regular Nintendo. I'd never had one. Always wanted one. Parents wouldn't give it to me.
Miss Sandy? You got some splaining to do.
Yeah. So I'd never had one, but I always played it at my friend's house.
Okay. So what was your
I'd
first
always
system?
go over there. The Super Nintendo, the one after.
Okay.
So that was the first one that was in my
Now, Super Nintendo was before Sega, right? For the Genesis.
I feel like they were right around the same time.
Okay.
I don't know, man. We could look it up, whatever, by year or what. I can't remember, but I want to say they're very close in time wise.
Okay.
But yeah, they were pretty close. I believe they were both like 16-bit or something like that. And obviously, Super Mario World, huge on Super Nintendo.
Huge.
Like that game, by the way, if you haven't seen that game in a while, just look at a YouTube. That game still looks good. Like all the sprite work, the artwork that they did for it, looks really good, man. It still looks. It holds up today. I'm like, this legit could come out today, and people wouldn't be mad at it.
Right.
Even though the graphics are still, I mean, they're not great, but they're really, really good for that time period, man. So, yeah, man, that was. You know, and I really liked the beat 'em ups, dude. Like the Turtles, you know, the kind of side scrolling, like beat 'em ups, Double Dragon.
Okay.
Turtles in Time.
Okay.
You know, the Turtles one, the one that was in the arcade all the time. I can't remember the name of that one. It might have just been, I can't remember. But there was
talking about TMNT, right?
Yeah, but the TMNT one for like regular Nintendo was weird and obtuse.
No,
where, like you would go in the sewer system.
Yeah, it was weird.
I remember playing that with my friends, and I was like, and I'm a huge Turtles fan, bro. I love Turtles, but it was really like the beat 'em ups that really were kind of cool. The Konami beat 'em ups, you know, back in the day, like those man. Real quick, man, I miss arcades, bro. Like arcades like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the ones that for Main Event and
those are cool.
Dave and Buster's and stuff like that. They serve a purpose and they're cool, you know, because, but man, it's just, when you look at back then and what they were doing back then, again, like Duck Hunt and stuff like that, it's legit the same games, dude. Like with the guns and everything. It's just a little bit better, dude. I'm not sure that it's that much better.
What are you talking about?
Like those arcade games, those shooting, you know, the arcade games. Like
you talking about the ones nowadays?
Yeah, you know, they have like the Jurassic Park
Time
ones,
Crisis,
you know, all that kind of stuff, right? And I just feel like, man, it doesn't seem like it's moved far enough, you know?
No.
Like, especially because we were just having this conversation about technology and how fast it moves, you know, because you just got a 5 terabyte hard drive, and it's like, dude, 5 terabytes? That's crazy. And then you look at like a video game, right? Like that's in the arcade. They're cool. And don't get me wrong.
But they almost got to be. You can't because you can't have that much gameplay on it. So they got to be like extremely simple and difficult.
Right. I get that, but I'm talking like graphically wise.
Oh yeah. No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like think about like what we were seeing in the late 80s, early 90s in the arcades. Damn near the same type of stuff.
Like
man.
Time Crisis.
Like graphically wise too.
Time Crisis ain't changed in 20-something years. It looks the same.
It's still the same thing. You know?
Time Crisis, hey, when you be playing Time Crisis, bro, you do the reload, did you you really was like, you really thought you was doing something on the reload, bro.
Oh man. The reloads always got me though, dude, because you have to like click like down off the screen, you know? And it's funny, but like now that we play it as like an adults, I'm like, man, this is just give me an 11.
No, there was some. Yeah, I know they should.
Right.
You used to be happy when you got that one, the machine gun.
Oh, yeah, like the minigun or something. Yeah,
tear y'all ass up now. They had one Time Crisis where you just had to step on a pedal. reload. I was like,
I think I remember those, dude. I think
That was
I remember
great.
that. Yeah.
You just step on the pedal.
Yeah.
You out here just busting.
But there was nothing like going to like a
Penny arcade.
no,
quarter
yeah,
arcade,
like a, or you know, even like a Pizza Hut or a or whatever, you know, like your local pizza
They
place.
did used to be in the pizza spots.
You
like
know
that.
what I mean? And those were so
They
much
have, like,
fun,
2 or
dude.
3
Like,
of them
yeah,
joints in
you know,
there.
as a kid, I want pizza.
Uh-huh.
And it wasn't never necessarily about the pizza, dude. It was always like, you know, go play some, give me some tokens, man. I want some tokens.
So you was on the Super Nintendo. Now, when I was growing up, I think I got every other system.
Yeah, because you didn't get Super Nintendo.
I did not.
You had the Sega.
I had Sega Genesis.
And that's why I think they're really close together. Yeah.
Sega Genesis to me is one of my favorite times in life. Nintendo was cool.
Right.
Like, it was cool, but we were young. And then my dad was like, you know, back then you had limited time on the systems.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, yeah, our gameplay. It was me and my brother. It was only 2 controllers. And my dad, he be in there hogging that game up, dog.
But the other thing, okay, that's funny. But the other thing, too, is probably only had like one TV.
Oh, we had one TV.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was like,
And then later
you
on,
guys
I think
can't
we
play.
had one in my parents' room, but that was...
And see, I kind of miss those times, man. Like,
yeah.
like just memory wise, like I think it's obviously things have changed and it's fine. I don't want to go down that necessarily that road, but I have fond memories of going out riding my bike, hanging out with friends, going to my friend's house, walking down the street, you know, going, and because I can't play the game in my house,
Right.
the Super Nintendo, but I could go hang out with my friends, shoot some hoops,
Right.
You know what I mean,
Right.
and go kick it outside, and then come home and maybe get to play
The
a little
only
bit.
thing about the Nintendo, though, bro, was you couldn't save. And
That
Super
is
Mario
true. Yeah, that is
was
true.
one of the hardest goddamn games to beat. And Super Mario to this day, I challenge anybody. If you don't have a Nintendo Switch, if you do have one, if you don't have one, find somebody that has one. Find somebody that has a Super Mario Bros. Game on there. Play that game. I dare you. If you get past like the 4th level, call me. Tell me how you did it. Because I'm dying.
Yeah.
I'm falling off. And I don't know what it is about Super Mario games, but when you have to jump on them little ass bricks every time, when man, my hands be in there with the utmost sweat. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die. But yeah, man, Genesis was a good ass time for me, dog. Sonic the Hedgehog. What else was on there that was fire, man?
Yeah, see,
Aladdin.
This is out of my range, dude. I don't know.
Yeah,
anything
Aladdin.
about, like,
Aladdin
the Sega.
on there was dope. Aladdin on Genesis was dope. It was some good ass. That was like, cause it was new. It was different. You know what I'm saying? The controller was slightly different. It was kind of like the Nintendo, but it was a little bit more. It was kind of the first time the round.
Yeah, you're
Edge
right.
controller
It was
was
almost like a
coming out.
boomerang-ish.
It was a
type of-
boomerang. I think it was called a boomerang
Was
controller.
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to say
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was. And then I don't know what I had. I feel like because back then you would have a system for some years, and there wasn't too much competition, right? Like it was like there was Nintendo.
Well, back then, yeah, it was Nintendo and then Sega,
That was it.
and then Sega dropped off. PlayStation came in, and it was still Nintendo. What's crazy, dude, is if you think about Nintendo. Nintendo's been around.
The only ones that's lasted
It's
forever.
lasted, and they're still just as popular today
Yes.
as they were back in the '80s, dude. Early, you know.
And they don't be dropping that much, bro.
No, but I will say this about Nintendo. Like, people give them crap, all that kind of stuff for being kiddie and, you know, kid games and stuff like that, dude. Like, they legit put out quality.
They put out fire games,
And
bro.
they do work well with their system that they have.
Yeah.
They're no PlayStation or Xbox, right?
Right.
And that's fine. They don't have to be that. And I think that's why they're still good today,
Mm-hmm.
is because they fill a niche that needs to be filled.
Yes.
You know, it's almost like, because everybody plays some sort of video game, dude. Everybody. I don't care how old you are. If you playing something, because people don't really realize this, you playing something on your phone,
It's a video game.
It's a video game, man. You're opening up a video game is what you're doing.
Right.
Even if it's simple, match these things and,
Right.
Candy Crush, whatever, right? Very simple, but fun, addicting, and I love to see where we've come from, right?
Nintendo got to be you got to really give Nintendo a lot of credit though, because they originated. If you really think about where games have gone, Nintendo's really kind of like the leader. You know what I mean? Like, because for one, they were the first to come out with the joystick controller on the Nintendo 64. I don't even want to, hands down, the greatest console ever freaking created. There's no argument. You can't, don't tell me PlayStation, don't tell me Xbox. These were things that came because of the times.
Right.
Nintendo 64 originated some shit out here.
Yeah.
Like, changed the way controllers, the reason why we have the way our controllers
the
are.
Analog stick.
The analog stick. Now, that controller wasn't shit. The controller sucked.
True. It did, because it was
big. It was clunky.
Big,
it had the one joystick in the middle.
It was three.
And the button, you had to keep moving your hand. It just
weird. Yeah.
But the system, fire.
And there was some dude.
Memory.
I had that system as well. The Nintendo 64 was great.
GoldenEye. What was the other one? Perfect Dark.
Perfect Dark.
Lord Shisa. Perfect Dark. Everybody talk about GoldenEye. Perfect Dark is one of the coldest
I think Perfect
games.
Dark was better.
Way better.
And I think the reason why I think people like GoldenEye so much, because it was 4-player co-op.
It was
couch co-op,
yes,
right? Because there was no internet at that time.
Right.
Or I mean, there was internet, but it wasn't like what it is today, right?
Right.
So you get your 4 buddies on the couch, and you have a crazy match,
this
right?
was before Call of Duty, y'all.
Call of Duty, Halo,
this was the
all that
original
stuff, right? This original stuff, yeah. So that kicked off, and it should hold a special place in video game history, because it's like it kind of pioneered what to come for multiplayer games.
You would know. Well, you might know. Is there a video game Hall of Fame? There has to be.
That's a really good question. I'm not sure that there is. I know they're really trying to preserve a lot of the video games and stuff.
My bad.
Because all that stuff, is digital, but they can. Some of that stuff's not obviously made anymore, so I know there's some sort of preservation and stuff like that. Is there a Hall of Fame? Yeah.
The World Video Game Hall of Fame, the Strong National Museum of Play, and they got 2023 finalists, and oh shoot, where's this at? We doing this on the fly, y'all. Where is this?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so it's the National Museum of Play. So they got like dolls in here.
Okay. Yeah.
They got Zeldas in there.
Well,
Zelda just got inducted last year from Nintendo 64.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
My bad. Keep on going.
Yeah,
I'm trying to check this out.
Check it out after the podcast.
Yeah, my bad.
We know that there is one now. But yeah, man, I think, the 64, I mean, I agree with you. I think Nintendo has been always very innovative. Even if you don't like it, the Wii, the Wii is huge, right? Like, it was one of the most popular consoles ever sold.
Yes,
because it got people in their 50s and 60s and 70s playing bowling, and batting, and you're doing all kinds of crazy stuff, And they've just been very even still today, man, you have the Switch with the little, I don't know what they're called, little nunchucks. Was that what they're called? I can't remember. The little Switch things that come out. I don't have one, but I'm just saying, or you could take it on the go. You could put it on your TV.
Come on, man.
It's really cool, man. Like, they're always putting out, I think, good stuff, And
genius.
Just awesome.
I love the Nintendo Switch too, man. I'll be playing that shit like I'm a kid. I
want to touch on one thing before we get out of here.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's and it's kind of about like kind of today's video games.
Okay.
Because I think it's important that we talked about the old stuff, right? Because it's where it came from. And honestly, it's not that old, right? It's a very new medium. And in a large, and a lot of people don't understand it, and a lot of people knock video games, right? I have to really say video games I think are really important for society reasons. If you think movies are important and you like movies, it's the same thing. You like books,
it's an interactive movie.
They're all it's a medium that I think that is so awesome. Prime example, The Last of Us TV show. They made that into that was a game that turned into a TV show.
Right.
That's how good the video games are becoming these days.
Right.
Like they're telling these stories that are crazy,
Elaborate
man. I'm going to
stories.
tell you something, man. Like I played The Last of Us when it first came out, right? I had never been moved like I was moved when I played that video game.
I remember.
I was like, this is unreal. I can't believe they're doing this in a video game.
Right.
Because most of the times just shoot them, slash them.
Right.
Fun. I get it, right? But this is like, now we're getting into story. Even the Jedi Survivor that I'm playing now, very story heavy, right?
Okay.
Yeah, you're still slashing using a lightsaber. Yeah, cool, fun.
Right.
But the way they're telling stories now, I think it is what has changed in video games in recent years.
Yeah. God of War.
Just amazing, amazing stuff, man. And they're turning all this stuff into movies and TV shows
They
now.
do God of War. I'm pulling
They
up.
are, by the way.
They are?
They are doing it. I believe it's Netflix, but I could be wrong.
I hope they do it right.
So, well, if The Last of Us, I know you haven't really watched The Last of Us.
I need to, too.
Yeah, it's a really good TV show.
I need to.
If that's any indication that they can convert a video game into a TV show, and they took a lot of stuff, man. Like, it's not 1-to-1, but it's
Pretty close.
really close.
Okay.
You know, obviously you have to, video games are different, man. You're playing as that particular character, whoever you're playing as, right? But you have to show it in a way that you're showing all the characters and, you know, and following their story arcs.
Right.
You know, so it's different. It's a different medium, but it's still really cool, man. And I think it really deserves higher praise than it gets, I think. People are really, these days, people are really coming around to it. Well, and because older people, by the way.
Well, and the other thing too is that our age group is the group that started playing games. So now the fathers and the mothers who played video games when they were kids are now mothers and fathers still playing video games.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like now we're the quote unquote old people out here are still playing video games.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you know, it's way more acceptable. I will say this: whoever they do get to play Kratos in God of War, they better make sure that he has the saying, "Boy." That's all I wanted. Boy, where you going? They should have called me.
They might even get that same actor.
You know what I'm saying? Boy.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know if he's. You know,
they gotta have the look.
I can't remember his.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. They gotta have the look for it too.
And that's what I was gonna say. He kind of maybe doesn't.
Just do me a favor. Yeah. Don't get The Rock, bro. Lord, if The Rock is playing Kratos, I'm not pulling up.
But he has the body for it.
He does, but I don't want it.
But you also have like somebody like Jason Momoa who has the body for it, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, but you could pick an actor who.
Jason Momoa would be dope, actually.
He might be. Yeah, I don't know.
That would be dope.
Yeah, I
like that.
But
because he got a deeper voice too.
He does, and he might be able to pull it off. You know, in the sense like, and it depends on like.
That'd be dope, actually. I like that.
It depends on what story they pull from. If they do the Greek stuff or the stuff that we're getting now.
If they better pull, like, don't forget the first games.
See, and I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do.
They got to pull the last two.
So if it's, then I wouldn't say Jason Momoa then, because you need somebody younger for those first games. You need a young, like 20-some-year-old Kratos.
That's true.
But you could get somebody who, man, these actors, man. But the way they do with their bodies and stuff, man, you know, body lifting and stuff. Some dude could get jacked.
Shit, by the time it comes out, it's going to be produced by AI anyway. So who gives a fuck?
Let's talk about AI. No, it's not. Although we might actually, that's an interesting topic.
We might jump in on that. No,
because I don't think we've talked about AI.
we
yet,
haven't.
So.
We might have to jump in on that.
But I mean, yeah, because shoot, man, that AI is nuts. Anyways, I think video games are awesome.
Yeah, man.
I really do.
Favorite system before we get out of here of all time.
Favorite system of all time. It is the Nintendo 64, hands down.
Agreed.
There's-
64, man.
I think it was game breaking.
So many classics on there, bro.
Again, even the Mario
Mario
64
world on there. Oh my god.
Mario 64.
That was Super Mario 64.
when
was
when
tough.
again,
Open-
it's
first
everything
open
that
world.
everything has been changed because of that system.
Yes.
because you can turn around and you can be in like an open world. You could go into the paintings and you know what I
Man.
mean. Like
Oh my
it was just so
gosh.
cool to like see that for the first time,
Mm-hmm.
and then man, talk about just an innovative system.
I'm
Like,
mad that you had to beat that game to get Yoshi though. I'm like, you couldn't give me Yoshi in the middle of the game. God damn,
Yeah.
I'm already done now.
but very innovative. I have to give it to that system for
Yeah,
sure.
man. Shout out to the 64, man. Classic.
Classic. You guys let us know what you guys think.
Yeah.
Favorite system.
What was your favorite system? You know what I'm saying? What do you guys think about video games? What's your favorite game? Are you still playing?
Yeah.
Do you need to go back and get you a 64? You know what I'm saying?
I
Let
bet
us
you those.
know.
I bet you those are expensive.
There's a penny arcade out here in Surprise.
Oh, okay.
We're going. Whenever we have time,
Yeah.
I want to pull
Okay.
up.
Cool.
Got the originals. Penny arcade,
Nice.
old school pinball, all that.
Nice. I'm all over it, dude. I
We
love
in
that
there.
stuff. I love that stuff. You guys stay safe. You guys stay positive out there.
And as always, this is the Gray Space.
Peace.
Peace.